Before you walk onto a dealer lot and buy a Toyota RAV4 this weekend, you need to hear what I'm about to tell you. Toyota is dealing with transmission shutter complaints before 60,000 miles. Honda faces a class action lawsuit over their turbo engine. And the CX-5, the one Mazda fans swear by, Mazda killed it, discontinued. But those are still the three names every salesman pushes the second an older buyer walks through the door. I found 4 SUVs from 4 different brands that cost thousands less, are easier to get in and out of, and come loaded with safety technology that Toyota charges extra for. The SUV at number 1 on this list carries a 96% survival rate after 10 years on the road, according to Experian Automotive, beating both Toyota and Honda. And it includes something at the base price that no competitor in its class offers, something that could save your life in a snowstorm without you lifting a finger. I am not revealing that one yet. You will understand why when we get there. I have spent over 20 years working on cars, and in that time, I have watched more people over 60 get pushed into the wrong SUV than I can count. Not because they skipped their homework, but because the industry keeps recycling the same 3 names and ignoring what actually matters to someone who is 65. What a senior needs from a vehicle looks nothing like what a 30-year-old needs, but most best SUV lists are written by people half your age who care about lap times and turbo lag. Today, every SUV on this list was chosen specifically for older drivers, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly which one is the best overall. No guessing. I'm going to tell you which one I would buy for my own mother. But first, here are the 5 things that actually matter when you are shopping as a senior. 1. Can you get in and out without pain? Because the right seat height lets you sit down like lowering into a kitchen chair instead of climbing or dropping. 2. Can you see out of it? Because thick pillars and tiny windows turn a vehicle into a hazard. 3. Can you find the controls without looking down? Because touchscreen-buried climate settings are dangerous at highway speed. 4. Does it come with safety technology standard on the base model, not as a $3,000 upsell? And 5. Will it last without draining your savings? Because on a fixed income, a $4,000 surprise repair is not an inconvenience, it is a crisis. Every SUV on this list checks all 5 boxes, but they do not check them equally, and that is why the order matters. Number 4. The Chevrolet Equinox. Number 4 might catch you off guard because it is a Chevrolet, and for a lot of people watching, that is exactly the point. You know Chevy. There is a dealer 10 minutes from your house, and the parts counter actually picks up the phone when you call. Chevy redesigned the Equinox from scratch for 2025 and built a compact SUV with the interior space of something much more expensive. Passenger volume landed at 104 cubic feet, which is more room inside than a RAV4, more than a CX-5, and more than a Tucson. The doors open wide, the seat sits at a natural hip height, and the bolster does not catch your leg on the way in. Every Equinox, even the base trim, ships with 6 standard safety systems, including automatic emergency braking, pedestrian detection, lane keeping, and a following distance indicator that shows you how many seconds of space separate you from the car ahead. For an older driver, that readout is a quiet lifesaver that costs 0 extra. Under the hood sits a 1.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder with 175 horsepower. Front-wheel drive models pair with a CVT, and all-wheel drive models pair with a conventional 8-speed automatic. Spend the extra $2,000 for all-wheel drive because you walk away with the better transmission and better traction in one move. Chevy also kept physical buttons for volume and climate, so you do not swipe a screen to turn up the heat. RepairPal gave the Equinox a 3.5 out of 5 reliability score with an annual repair cost around $537. That sits slightly above average, but the 2026 model year pulled an 82 out of 100 on Auto Reliability Index with 0 reported problems so far. Who should buy this? You want the most interior space in the class, a Chevy dealer nearby, and a vehicle that looks like it costs $40,000 but starts under $29,000. Who should skip? You want rock-bottom maintenance costs, or you are uncomfortable with a first-year redesign. But here's the thing. The SUV at number 3 costs $5,000 less and comes with a factory warranty so long you will not believe it until you see the numbers. SUV number 3, the Kia Seltos. Number 3 carries something that should matter to every senior more than horsepower or cargo room. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty straight from the factory. Kia covers the engine and transmission for a full decade, while Toyota and Honda both stop at 5 years. You are 65 right now. You are covered until you are 75. And then there is the price. The Seltos starts at $23,690, while a base RAV4 runs over $31,000. That $7,000 gap is a vacation, 6 months of groceries, or a year of health insurance premiums. And the Seltos still pulled a 5-star overall NHTSA safety rating. Under the hood sits a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated engine, making 147 horsepower that sips regular gas at 34 miles per gallon highway. RepairPal data shows Kia's average annual repair cost across every model at $474, almost $180 less per year than the industry average, which adds up to nearly $1,800 in savings over a decade. The senior-specific advantage nobody talks about is the size. The Seltos measures over a foot shorter than a RAV4, which means tighter turns, easier parking, and you can actually see where the corners end. Standard safety includes automatic emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, lane keep assist, and driver attention warning. Move up to the S trim for about $1,700 more, and you collect blind spot monitoring plus safe exit warning, which checks for approaching traffic before you open your door. Seniors face more injuries and parking lot incidents than highway crashes, and that single feature directly addresses that risk. The honest part. The base engine runs through a CVT, but it is covered under that 10-year warranty, so if it fails, Kia writes the check. Avoid the turbocharged SX trim because it uses a dual clutch I do not recommend. For used buyers, Kia's full warranty covers the original owner. Second owners receive 5 years and 60,000 miles, but buying certified pre-owned from a Kia dealer keeps the full 10-year coverage intact. Who should buy this? You want the lowest price on this list with the longest factory warranty in the industry. Who should skip? You need serious cargo space because the 26 cubic feet behind the back seat gets tight when loading a wheelchair, golf clubs, and luggage all at once. Everything I just covered, the warranty math, the repair cost breakdowns, the trims to buy and avoid. Most people hand a mechanic $150 an hour for that kind of advice. Hit subscribe and you get it every week for free. The SUV at number 2 costs more, but brings back one specific thing the entire car industry abandoned. Something so obvious you will wonder why every vehicle does not have it. SUV number 2, the Hyundai Tucson. Number 2 is the SUV most people watching this should probably buy because it does not try to be the cheapest or the flashiest. It just quietly does everything well. Here is the specific reason it earned this spot. In 2025, Hyundai refreshed the Tucson and brought back physical knobs for the climate controls, real dials for temperature, real buttons for fan speed, and heated seats. Picture yourself at 72 on the highway in January with fogging glasses. In most new SUVs, turning up the heat means looking down at a touchscreen and swiping through menus. In the Tucson, you reach over and turn a knob while your eyes never leave the road. For an older driver, that is not convenience. That is a safety feature shaped like a knob. Under the hood sits a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine, making 187 horsepower, paired with an 8-speed conventional automatic, not a CVT, not a dual clutch. A traditional torque converter unit with real gears. No belt to snap and no clutch packs to wear out. You change the fluid on schedule and it keeps going. RepairPal pulled data from millions of repair records and rated the Tucson 4.0 out of 5, fifth best out of 26 compact SUVs, with an average annual repair cost of just $426. That is the lowest number on this entire list, roughly $35 a month, less than most people spend on coffee. Over 10 years, that saves nearly $1,000 compared to the segment average. The honesty moment. Hyundai's older Theta 2 engine, used from roughly 2011 to 2019, suffered connecting rod failures, seizures, and fires serious enough for a billion-dollar class action settlement. The 2022 and newer Tucson runs on a completely different architecture called SmartStream 2.5. Different block, different oiling system, different everything. If someone tries to sell you a 2017 Tucson and says, "Same thing, just cheaper," walk away. The model years matter enormously. And this is where it gets interesting for used buyers. A 2022 Tucson with 30,000 miles sells right now for $20,000 to $22,000, roughly $5,000 to $7,000 less than a RAV4 at similar mileage. And you still walk away with the proven engine, the 8-speed automatic, and years of powertrain warranty remaining. Warranty coverage runs 5 years bumper to bumper and 10 years powertrain for the original buyer. Who should buy this? You want the best all-around combination of reliability, comfort, warranty, and price with physical controls that do not fight you. Who should skip? You need all-wheel drive at the base price because Hyundai charges $1,500 extra. But the Tucson did not earn number one, and here is why. The SUV at the top carries a safety record so long and so consistent that every expert who studies vehicle safety keeps placing it above everything else. It has held that position for almost 20 years straight. SUV number 1, the Subaru Forester. Number 1, and I need you to pay attention here because this changes the conversation. The Subaru Forester has earned the IIHS Top Safety Pick Award 18 consecutive times since 2007. No other small SUV in America has done that. Not the RAV4, not the CR-V, not the CX-5. The 2025 model collected the Top Safety Pick Plus, the highest possible rating from the toughest crash testing organization in the country. For a senior buying what might be the last vehicle they ever own, that record is peace of mind no price tag can match. Starting with visibility, the Forester carries the largest glass area of any compact SUV on the market. The pillars run thinner, the windows stand taller, and the roofline stays flat instead of sloping down, which keeps the rear window upright and useful. As we age, our necks stiffen and our peripheral vision narrows, and a vehicle that gives you clear sight lines without forcing you to twist and crane is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The Forester handles that better than anything else in its class. Getting in and out, the Forester holds the lowest door sill height in its segment. Despite 8.7 inches of ground clearance, you step across at hip height and lower into a seat positioned exactly where your body wants it. For someone with bad knees, a hip replacement, or arthritis, that is the entire purchase decision. Every single Forester ships standard with Subaru's EyeSight system, including adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, lane sway warning for fatigue, and a lead vehicle start alert that nudges you when traffic ahead moves and you have not reacted. None of that costs extra on any trim. Experian Automotive tracked every Subaru sold over the past decade and found that 96% are still on the road, higher than Toyota and higher than Honda. Forbes named the Forester one of 5 vehicles most likely to reach 250,000 miles, and real-world owners routinely push past 200,000 on nothing more than oil changes, brakes, and tires. And then there is all-wheel drive, standard on every Forester at every price. No checking a box and no paying extra. The Equinox, Tucson, and Seltos all charge $1,500 to $2,000 more for AWD. Subaru includes it, and for a senior in the Northeast, the Midwest, or the Pacific Northwest, that is not a feature, that is a requirement. The engine is a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated Boxer 4-cylinder running on regular gas. The Boxer layout fires pistons horizontally, which creates less vibration and less long-term wear. The honest part. The Forester uses a CVT, but Subaru's version is chain-driven instead of belt-driven and has been refined for over 15 years. With fluid changes every 60,000 miles, these transmissions routinely survive past 200,000 miles. RepairPal's annual repair figure landed at $632, higher than the Tucson, but that average includes older Foresters with known head gasket issues resolved after 2012. The newer models run dramatically cleaner, and once you factor in that every Forester already includes AWD maintenance, while competitors charge extra for it, the cost gap shrinks fast. Who should buy this? You want the safest compact SUV in America, backed by 18 years of data, the best visibility, the easiest entry and exit, and standard all-wheel drive. All in a vehicle that 96 out of 100 owners are still driving a decade later. Who should skip? You want the lowest annual maintenance bill because the Tucson and Seltos both cost less per year. Or you want a flashy interior because Subaru builds vehicles for people who use them, not for people who photograph them. My verdict. If my mother called me and said she needed an SUV that was safe, easy to see out of, easy to climb in and out of, and built to start every morning for the next 15 years, I would tell her to buy a Subaru Forester without a second of hesitation. 4 SUVs, 4 brands. Everyone priced below a loaded RAV4. Number 4, the Chevrolet Equinox at $28,800. Most interior space in its class. Number 3, the Kia Seltos at $23,690. Cheapest on the list with a 10-year warranty nobody else matches. Number 2, the Hyundai Tucson at $29,250 new and around $20,000 used. Lowest repair costs and physical controls that actually work. Number 1, the Subaru Forester at $29,695. 18 safety awards, best visibility, lowest step-in height, standard AWD, and 96% still running after a decade. If you are a senior or buying for one, those are your 4 best options, backed by data instead of opinions. Drop a comment with which one you would buy, and if you already own one, drop your mileage. This video covered what to buy new or gently used, but if you want SUVs that cost even less and hold up just as well, I ranked the ones everyone ignores because they do not carry the right name on the trunk. That video is right here. That is 20 years of experience talking. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.